25 minutes after 7 o'clock, and this is Ekasinomics.
Ekasinomics is brought to you by the Gauteng Provincial Government. #GP Plug. #growing Gauteng together. Ekasi Economics on Kaya Biz.
Yep, as mentioned, we're going to talk all things around Yebofresh today, a business that is quite literally changing lives of individuals within the townships and business owners as well. Lerato Ramullo joins us as the commercial director at Yebofresh to give us some insight into the business. Such a pleasure to have you, ma'am.
Pleasure to be here, Gugu. Thank you so much for having us.
Fantastic. I'm excited because I think this speaks to what we would typically describe as an oxymoron. Township economy, e-commerce, how do the two even come together? So give us some insight as to Yebofresh and this partnership.
It's even crazy for us to think that the two could be an oxymoron, right? Because why not? Why shouldn't the township be digitized?
I like
the
that.
same way as the suburbs are, right? I think, unfortunately, a lot of businesses might have missed the wave or missed the township retail as an opportunity to tap into and digitize that market. It's easy to look at a market and say, it's too difficult. Let's just go for easy pickings and focus on the suburbs or not even supposed, but what's now called formal retail, and not tap into that space because of the difficulties and the risks, etc. But we're one of those businesses who said, why not? Why can't it be done? We'll start it and we'll make a big deal out of it. It's difficult. It's not easy. However, we are determined. We believe in the power of township retail, and we know that with the resources that we have, we can definitely bring it to life.
And I think that's also what we're keen to understand, right? Township retail has such a rich history because it's always been family orientated. About the tires that you can get. So it's been very integral to our culture. I'm keen to understand how it is that Yebofresh is changing up the landscape and essentially how it is that you do what you do.
Yeah, so we are a tech order to delivery business. And in layman's speak, basically, we are an e-commerce business. You place your order with us and we deliver to you within 48 hours. Now, we are not a B2C business, so it's not a business to consumer. We mainly deal with township retail businesses, which is your spazas, spazarettes, convenience stores within the township retail. And I mean, we've done that mainly because we wanted to empower the township retailer. As you'd know, Mami and Kaza, or let's say Madlamini for that matter, would be needing to stock up, and every Monday she'd literally have to close her store to go out to the wholesalers to go get inventory for the store for the week. Now she loses about 3 to 4 hours in doing this, right? Because she's closed in that time, often going in the morning. And we know that there's peak traffic time in the morning whereby people are coming in to buy bread for school, preparing for their children, etc. But now she has to close and go buy stock from the wholesalers in that time. There's a cost involved in terms of transportation. There is also a cost involved in terms of time as well. The time she's spending there having to shop from one wholesaler to another, looking for the right amount of goods. But also another important thing is just economies of scale, the ability to buy large amounts because of the space in which she occupies within the township. She can't buy sufficient inventory for the entire month, for instance. So these shopping journeys, or she has to go quite a bit to the wholesaler to go stock up. So that's what we're solving for as a business. We're saying, Madlamini, you don't have to move an inch. Do the business of running your business well and let us deliver to you. And because we are a bigger business, we are able to buy in bulk, meaning that we're able to attract the discounts that Madlamini on her own would not be able to get, and therefore sell to Madlamini at a competitive price that enables her to sell at an even more competitive price to her consumers.
I love that because it exactly is building up on an ecosystem that we've needed for so long in our local communities. I'm keen to understand, as we often think of township retailers and of course access to technology, how it is that you've assisted individuals to be integrated on your platform and creating that level of awareness.
So it's a very interesting, it's an interesting story. There's been a few other companies who've tried what we're doing. I think a lot of other businesses have been a little bit too ambitious in that they take off-the-shelf solutions and want to force fit them into the trade. Now, what we've learned over time is that the township retail market might think that they are not digitized or be intimidated by digital solutions. However, a simple WhatsApp is a digital solution.
100%.
People are digitized as it is already. They're using WhatsApp. So what we came up with, we said we wanted to keep it simple. And we said we wanted to use a platform which they are currently on right now, which they are not afraid of. They're using on an everyday basis. So how do we turn your WhatsApp into an ordering powerful platform where you can just bolster your business just just by using WhatsApp. Therefore, our customers use WhatsApp to place their orders. How we get our customers, we do have an interface whereby we have field sales reps who go out into trade, seek out customers who run spaza shops, spazarettes, and introduce them to our offering and coach them into sending through their orders via WhatsApp. The face-to-face interaction is quite important because again, it is a new solution to the market. So you want to have a face there to trust, to say, okay, Ngosnati is coming on this day. Ngosnati will help me through this change process of moving on to sending my orders to Yebofresh via WhatsApp and having them delivered in 48 hours. If there's troubleshooting required, I call Ngosnati. Ngosnati comes back to me and lets me know what's happened with my order. So that's how we've done it, Gugu. We've got great plans in the future as well to expand on what we have right now.
Sure.
Make it much more easier for our customers to use the WhatsApp ordering system.
And maybe tell us more about that, right? Because in my mind, I'm also thinking about the last mile delivery. As you mentioned, your B2B business, but we're well aware that we often hear of Township uproars and, of course, protests, action, some institution and logistics businesses too fearful to actually make their way into the townships. How have you, I guess, managed this reach, essentially, where you actually deliver the outcomes to your customers and clients and actively participate in that last mile delivery to make sure that they get their stock?
So another thing I think which was quite, I wouldn't say ingenious, but which was quite smart of us and also talks to where our passions sit, is ensuring that we have sort of an Uberized logistics system whereby we take local partners within the communities in which we service. Perfect. And we have them assist us in delivering into the communities. Now, what that does is that this person who's delivering into this community is known by the community. So chances of any risk are lessened. There is risk, trust you me. However, because the individuals who drive our trucks into these areas that we operate in are known by the community members are used to them. But also another important thing is that our customers themselves assist us in that because they understand the value of what we do, they themselves protect us. 100%. So they would be the ones who let us know that, oh, please don't come deliver on this day. I believe there's going to be a mass action or a strike happening on this day, so please do not come. And then obviously we verify that, we check with different sources, and once we understand that it really is true, then we don't deliver. But I think the most important thing is our ability to use local partners to deliver for us for that last mile portion. Delivery.
Definitely. Taking it back to that sense of community that we had started our conversation off with. I'm keen to understand when it does come to the township economy and retail specifically, there's always a lot of concern about the high level of penetration of foreign nationals. Yes, they might have their paperwork in order, but what numbers are you seeing? Are they cooperative? What are the dynamics revealing, and is it showing up in your operations?
Look, it's an interesting dynamic. It is an incredibly large number. I'd probably say it's in the high 80% sure. in terms of contribution of the non-South African traders. However, I don't think it's necessarily all bad for South Africans, because if you think about it, the non-South Africans who are coming to build this or who are coming to put together these spazas are renting space from South Africans. Sure. So, I mean, a report not so long ago revealed that about 25 billion rands goes to South African households because they are renting out their properties to...
Just on the property?
Just on the properties.
Sure.
Again, if you think of how many of these spazas that are out there and predominantly owned by non-South Africans, you sort of put together that South Africans who are renting out these spaces are making quite a lot of money from the rental of these spaces. So yes, it is largely dominated by non-South Africans. And I think, Gugu, that's the case because sadly, our South African traders don't have the mentality of buying in as a group. And gotcha. We find that with our non-South Africans, they're a tad bit more savvy in that they buy in groups. So a cousin and a brother and someone else might come together and decide that they will go to the wholesaler to buy as a group and therefore attract the discounts that a person who's buying on their own would not necessarily get. But like I said, it really is not all doom and gloom. South African traders are renting out these spaces and are making quite decent amounts of money from rentals.
100%. If you've just joined us, we are in conversation with Lerato Ramollo, who's the commercial director at Yebofresh, giving us an understanding as to how the Township e-commerce startup does operate, especially as we've heard B2B business essentially being a supplier to businesses, retail customers within Township economies and assisting them in taking advantage of significant discounts, minimizing any operational closures that they might experience, and just facilitating their growth, really. Lerato, you mentioned that you're looking to grow, and I guess, there might be some individuals who are thinking, hold on, Lerato, you're not in my township, so maybe paint a picture just to give us a snapshot as to where you are in terms of your operations, new markets that you're looking to penetrate, and the kind of support that you actually require in order to achieve your growth objectives.
Sure. So we are currently in major townships in Johannesburg and in Cape Town. In Johannesburg, we're mainly in Soweto and the East Rand. Cape Town, and quite a large amount of the townships in Cape Town we are in. So we are looking to expand right now. We've been fortunate enough to have secured quite a substantial amount of funding.
Yes, ma'am. Let's talk about that in a moment.
I mean, I laugh now, but I mean, the struggles of funding are incredible. So it really is great for us. So we've secured this funding right now, and we've got big plans to grow our infrastructure, grow our IT infrastructure as well, and make our user experience far better than what it is right now, to make it easier for our customer to want to place that order via digital means. And again, keeping it simple, ensuring that it really is that easy and they truly see the value. I think another important thing for us is that we want to improve our service as well, because our belief is that the moment a customer cannot live without your service, and they see the value within your service, they are willing to pay any price for it. As you know, there are a number of e-commerce retailers right now whom a lot of people living in suburbs are saying, I cannot do without these people. I see their scooters around and I will defend them because I need the service. So we want to be that, and with this funding that we've just received, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, and let's talk about capital raising and funding, primarily within the venture capital and private equity space, which is where this funding has been sourced. A lot of entrepreneurs actually say, it's too difficult. I don't know. Look at you. Yeah, I'm glad you gave me that reaction, because it's an honest one, right?
Yeah,
what was that journey like? And I think there are lessons that other entrepreneurs can learn from yourselves as Yebofresh as to what to do right in order to ensure that there is success in capital raising.
Yeah. Look, it's incredibly difficult. I will not lie to anyone who asks us. I think if you ask the entire team at Yebofresh, we will tell you about our war stories. I think, though, as much as it is difficult, there's a part of it whereby you get to learn quite a lot as well. I think when you are in a business, you are literally looking at it from within. And when you go out looking for funding, you now get objective views of people who are sitting outside of your business and who question you on serious things that perhaps you weren't really considering. And you're thinking, oh gosh, we didn't really consider that, because we've been huddled and working on this so hard over these days. So, I mean, it's extremely difficult. However, I think what's been great for us is that we're so open to learning. What we do is we don't say we know it all, we've seen it, you can't tell us anything about this market. We're constantly learning. We are learning from our customers in trade. We're learning from our investors, even from investors who haven't invested from us, and we've tried and we've not gotten those investments. But looking back to say, these guys once asked us this question. Where are we with that? Are we really, is our business at that point now that we can, if we were to go back to them, we'd be able to show that we've minimized these concerns that they might have had about our business. So it is incredibly difficult, but what I would advise anyone who is going through a funding raise or a process of funding is humble yourself to the process. Stick with it. It's hard, but as long as you believe in what you're working on and in your business idea, someone is going to see the value of it there. Research, dig up as much information as you can on your business, understand and know your business, live your business. Yeah. And I think eventually that'll shine through to the investors who are worthy of investing in your business.
Makes sense. I like that, because it's an honest reflection of the journey that you've actually participated in. We spoke about growth. I'm assuming that there's also opportunities across the continent where you might look to expand to?
So look, we're not looking at across the continent right now. There are really formidable players across the continent who've done this, who are far, by far, as to where we are right now in the rest of the continent. You've got the likes of Wasogo in Kenya, for instance. Interestingly enough, a lot of them are wary of coming to the SA market, because the SA market is extremely difficult. So a lot of our our counterparts who are working outside of the continent or outside of South Africa always just respect us so much for having had conquered South Africa, because you can imagine in South Africa you're dealing with wholesalers. Wholesalers are incredibly large and are incredibly powerful and backed richly by retailers in South Africa.
100%.
So having to contend with that, contending with the high levels of crime and everything else that everyone else will tell you is difficult, and it can put off people who are maybe not as brave or as crazy as we are. But we thought, why not? We are South Africans, and we are here. We've got great people in our team who understand this market, and we believe in it. There is a need. We understand what the problem is, and we are well positioned to solve for that problem.
100%. Lerato, I do want to personalize this slightly, because I admire the fact that you work with a team of men and women of different backgrounds as well, and multiracial. And I think there's a beauty in what you described at the beginning of this conversation, that township economy and technology and digitization should not be an oxymoron. And I'm keen to understand from your experience, someone who currently operates within the realm of being a commercial director for the entity, how should we be encouraging our entrepreneurs who perhaps might still be very linear in their view of their business to start thinking about the concept of digitization and how it plays a role in whatever business they might be running?
Yeah, I think it's just a case of opening yourself up to new experiences. I think learning from your competitors, because the non-South African retailers are the competitors, and to say, well, how are they doing it? I'm very passionate about the point of buying in groups and as South Africans coming together. Mamdlamini and Mahadebe, they should be coming together versus saying competition, etc. They should be coming together and saying, Mahadebe, Mohammed down the road is doing really well, man.
Exactly.
Can we not come together and see how we can buy more of these goods and get a discount from wherever? I mean, we are seeing cases of group buying right now happening, but that's for households. If you think of Stokvels, for instance, that's what it is, right? They buy as individual households to get discounted prices.
100%.
So the question is, why can't that be done for businesses? Yes, we are in business and possibly are competing, but I think we need to have a fresher view of what the business landscape looks like right now. And part of that is embracing digitization. It's here. It's not going to go away.
Right.
And whether we deny it or not, it is here. And I think COVID just fast-tracked us into that. So whether you like it or not, it's understanding that I want my business to succeed. And one of the tools I have to engage with is digital. And I have to get on with it. So look at your businesses with fresh eyes. Be open to new experiences, and understand digital is here and it's here to stay.
Yep, it is. Digital is here and it's here to stay. We don't know who is listening this evening, but I can imagine that this conversation will live for a very long time on our digital platforms, and there might be potential partners who might be keen to actually reach you. So how do we get in touch, whether it's for employment, for sponsorship, for investment, or looking just to collaborate with Yebofresh?
Oh, sure. We've got a number. Yebofresh number is 0600 151 751. So whether it's investment, we are about to go into our next investor round.
Awesome.
So definitely, if there's any investment opportunities there, please reach out to us. Same as for any employment opportunities, we are recruiting, because we are on the verge of this growth right now. We are on a big recruitment drive. So if you look at LinkedIn, for instance, you'll see we are there. Indeed, we are there. However, if there are any salespeople looking for work, good salespeople looking for work in the Johannesburg area, please do.
Girl, you said you need some help?
We do.
Okay, that's good.
We need a lot of good salespeople to come join our team. So if there's anyone out there looking for work, please do reach us on this number, WhatsApp the number, call the number, and you'll get a response.
Let's repeat it again. It's
0600 151 751.
Fantastic. Lerato, such a pleasure engaging you today.
It's been awesome.
Looking forward to the growth, as well as many more opportunities that do come through from Yebofresh and many other endeavors that you participate in future.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us.
Fantastic. Awesome. That is the commercial director at Yebofresh joining us in studio this evening, Lerato Ramolo. And I think a beautiful story, right? Reminding us that digitization is here, and that regardless of the spaces we operate in, whether you happen to be in the township, in urban areas, within retail, or even in the services industry, digitization is something that you do need to understand as a concept and how best it can actually help boost your business growth and dynamics. It's been a pleasure, as always, discussing all things that do speak to our township economy, and of course grooming businesses that really look to make a difference in the lives of those that they serve. It's 6:45.